Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Testing the series where we do a best 2 out of 3 single shot to see how well I do with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. So anyways, I have a new deck for you all today, a pretty strong meta contender in this format, so let's check it out. So anyways, today we are playing the birds themselves, Floowandereeze. More specifically, we are playing 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐘. I probably butchered that last name, apologies to him, who took 4th place at YCS Los Angeles, California in April of 2023. So this is his winning list. So let's go through the card by card. If you've never seen the Floowandereeze, you must have been living under a rock, because this was without a doubt one of the best decks, probably around the when it came out, because of the nature of its normal summoning, not mentioning it also had the ability to get into the bear statue wins. That card of course is now banned. So anyways, the Floowandereeze, all the little birds all have the same stipulation that you cannot special summon from your extra deck the turn you activate any of their effects. All the birds get banished when they leave the field, and they can chain when you normal summon a winged beast monster to add them back to your hand. But yeah, that basically is the exact same stipulation on every little bird except for the big bird of Impin. So anyways, Eaglin adds you any level 7 or higher winged beast monster to your hand. We're playing 3 of him. To Impim. Impim, when normal summoned, will add you any Floowandereeze spell or trap card to your hand, and also your opponent cannot activate special summon as long as he's on the field and he was tribute summoned. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters in attack position. So really nice to have there, especially for 2. So 2 of him. Turabina, which is your searcher for the entirety of all your level 1 birds, which is basically all your birds except for Impim. We have 1 Snarl. It's very interesting to see Snarl now coming back into the deck. So anyways, once per turn, Trolls tribute summon card, you can conduct up to 3 normal tribute/set summons per turn. And then, if your monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent once per turn. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand, change all special summon monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. This is really nice again to help out actually with the Kashtira matchup, especially with their XYZ monster that locks all your zones, because the XYZ monster has to be face up to keep the zones locked. We have 1 Stree, which is banish 1 card from your graveyard to then normal summon. Also, all the birds have the same effect as well. As I forgot to say, is that after you activate their effects, you can melee normal summon. So just by the way, that's really strong. Toucan adds you back any banished Floowandereeze card. We have 1 Apex, Miss Valley Apex Avion, which is basically just a quick effect to add it back to your hand to negate an activation and destroy a card. And then we have Ryza, the Mega Monarch, which then gets tribute summon. You can target 1 card in the field and 1 card in your graveyard. Also, if this card was in tribute summoned by tributing Wind Monster, which all our few my guys are Eaglin, Toucan, and of course I believe Impim. You can target an additional card on the field. The first target goes to your opponent's hand, then the 2 go to the deck. But anyways, very strong card. For our spell line, you can see we're not playing any hand traps here. Hand traps are in the side deck. For our spells, we have the Magnificent Map. You can reveal any level 1 bird in your hand, banish any Floowandereeze card, and then normal summon the guy. That's melee upon resolution effect, so you still get your normal summon for the turn. And then when your opponent normal summons a monster, you can normal summon a bird from your hand. We have the Advent of Adventure. Basically, banish 1 winged beast monster from your hand or face up in the field, add 1 Floowandereeze monster or Floowandereeze field spell from your deck to your hand, then gain 500 life points. This is really nice if your opponent is using a targeting effect on your birds to tribute the bird, so that the target doesn't actually get to resolve because the target no longer is on the field. So very nice. We have the 2 unexpected wins. When you tribute summon for a monster, you can use your opponent's side, your opponent's cards and monsters. You could they control as tribute fodder. So basically, if you wanted to go to Misbow, you still have to use 2 tributes, but you can use one of your opponent's cards. Ryza can do that, and so can Impin. So it's really nice to remove cards off your opponent's side of the field, even face down cards as well. Then you can reveal up to 2 wing beat monsters in your hand, place them on the bottom of your deck, and then draw the same number of cards. So basically, if we're breaking on, say, Impims or Miss Valleys or something, and we need to see some of the little birds, then we can use the map to get that. We have 1 Jack in the hand. Reveal 3 level 1 monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent adds 1 to their hand, and you add 1 to your hand, and shuffle the 3rd one to your deck. So really nice, so we could show an Eaglin, a Rabina, a Stree, a Toucan, so any of our little birds to get them. Since we have really no concern about special summoning, we're Pot of Duality, especially since the birds lock us into normal summoning only. We have 3 Pot of Duality. We have 1 Raigeki, 1 Terraforming. We have the triple Tactics Talent. We have the triple Tactics Thrust. We have the Upstart Golem with the Evening Matches, the Dreaming Town, which, as you don't know, is during the main phase immediately after this card resolves. During the main phase, this card resolves. Special summon 1 lower for a Wing Beast, and then if you tributed a level 7 or higher monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. So really nice. And then the 3 infinite and permanent. Because we're not playing Pot of Extravagance or Pot of Prosperity in this deck, there is no need for an extra deck. Again, this deck never goes into the extra deck. You're always locking yourself under the Floowandereeze ability to not special summon a monster. So for the side, we have the 3 Ash, we have the Dark Simorgh. While face up on the field, this card is also treated as wind attribute. If this card in your hand, you can banish 1 Dark and 1 Wind monster from your graveyard, special summon this card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Dark and 1 Wind monster from your hand, special summon this card. Your opponent cannot set cards. So that's really nice, basically against, say, a trap deck, for instance, I don't know, like Labyrinth. I don't know what dark type we have. While this card's facing field, an attribute. Oh, so we're not going to special summon it. Again, we can't do it anyways, because again, we're locked under the Floowandereeze, but we can normal summon it. Doesn't have a stipulation that it can only be special summon. We have the 2 Droll Lockbird, we have the 2 Nibiru, we have the 1 Feather Duster, triple mystical Space Typhoon. Does it negate? Tell me in the comments. Anyways, we have the Harpy's Featherstorm and the 2 Royal Decree. Again, this is for our Labyrinth matchup. So anyways, let's see if we can take Jacob's 4th place Floowandereeze deck and see how well we do with it in a single match. All right, see you there. All right, folks, so here we are. So with this build of Floowandereeze, I still think we want to go first to try to set up the Impim lock. Okay, nope. I mean, we still have a lot of strong going second cards like Imperms, Evening Matches, and all of that. So we have Sky Striker. So here we go for Mobilize Engage to get the Widow Anchor. This is going to be interesting. So we have Ray. No. Ray to Gagari. Gagari to get him a card. We're going to stop that altogether. Interesting, this didn't decide to go Shizuku now. Alright. Oh, this is going to actually be a pretty good hit here, because we can just go right battle face and force him to either keep the Shizuku or keep the 2 face down. This should be interesting. And because, so now we have Link Edge. Would have been a little nicer for them a couple more cards for the fun of it. But you know, oh well. Battle phase. Main phase 2. Oh yeah, he gets response time. I don't know what response time he's doing. I mean, all the Sky Striker spell cards need a target. And as of right now, I mean, what, he can shirt cannon for all he wants. Alright, so he kept that. My guess is that's the Widow Anchor. If I am taking a guess, that is a Widow Anchor. My gosh, what is with everyone in Drolls? Alright, well, we are going to banish a Rabina. Because we can still summon the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐿 to get back the Rabina. We can't do anything more than that. And he's basically out of monsters as well. So we'll just end the turn there. That gives us map for his normal summon. And again, well, I guess no, he can go Link Edge. That's the one problem, Link Edge. He's going to Lightning Storm. He's probably going to kill the map. If I'm being honest. Yeah. Then Link Edge to probably send the Lightning Storm. Yep. That's going to special summon him, Hayate. Hayate only has to deal battle damage. So he's going to swing in direct. Hayate trigger. He's now got 3, so he can go. He can use a Widow Anchor to get a guy. But my gosh, wasn't expecting someone to play Droll in their main deck. Dark Ruler no more. Why? Like, literally why? You can't kill the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐿. Like, what was the purpose of that Dark Ruler? Engage, get a card and draw a card. It was really nice. That's still a good card. I don't think we'll ever see that card ever come back to 3. I could still remember when it ruled the format. I wasn't playing Yu-Gi-Oh at that time, but I remember it ruled the format. Alright, so he's got another Widow Anchor in hand. Go to Shizuku again. I just don't get the reason for triggering a Dark Ruler no more. Like, what was the purpose of triggering Dark Ruler no more? Like, I have, like, zero idea what was with the Dark Ruler no more trigger. Like, zero purpose. Okay, so that's actually really nice there, because we can actually dodge the Widow Anchor. Alright, we'll start off with a pot. I guess we'll get our hands on another 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐿. See no reason why not. Trigger Rabina. Rabina effect. Now he's going to go for the Widow Anchor. Yeah, there's the Widow Anchor. Trigger Advent. Send for cost. So the Widow Anchor has no targets. Let's add to our hand. The problem is the Ray is now in his grave, so I mean that does get the trigger, but I mean all his guys are dead here. But we have an 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐿 to come out next. Let's get the Stree, and then off of Rabina, let us get Toucan Sam. We're gonna summon out the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐿. Activate 𝐒𝐒𝐿, Chain Link, the Rabina. Oh shoot, I chain linked this wrong. 𝐒𝐒𝐿 should have been number 1, Rabina number 2, and there's a second Widow Anchor. Monster effect. Alright, well, defense, end phase. But I mean that purges both of his, he's purged 2 Kagari, 2 Widow Anchor now. I mean, the problem is he's only got 1 more Kagari. He'd have to shuffle back. He'd have to get Pot of Avarice to start shuffling back his guys. By the way, that's also 1 Shizuku. I swear I thought he purged another. No, he didn't purge any other Shizuku. So, I mean, he's purged now 2 Hayate, 1 Shizuku, and 2 Kagari. He's running out of cards. He's got this last Kagari. I mean, last Kagari, he gets his hands on a Widow, his last Widow Anchor. I mean, that's really about it. Is his last Widow Anchor. So yeah, the card he did not remove with the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐿 match was a Widow Anchor. So I mean, this is a tough decision for him. He's gonna send the last Widow. Interesting. Because Kagari only gets him 1 card. No, then he can reset it, right? Multi-roll. Because what he's gonna go do here, but that just sets 1 Widow Anchor. Because all you're going to do is you're going to get... Well, no, matters on what you get. So yeah, engage, and whatever he gets off the engage, that will be 2 Sky Striker spell cards he's triggered. So multi-roll can set him the 2 Widow Anchor. The problem is that that removes both Widow Anchors at the end of the turn. It's going to go Afterburner. Interesting. Draw 1. It's got an Afterburner here. It's going to go Shizuku again. Alright. Here goes Afterburner. So that means now he can set 2 Sky Striker spell cards at the end of the turn, which means he's going to set 2 Widow Anchor on me. So he can't... So, Widow Anchor... Yeah. So, yeah. It was Widow Anchor and Linkage. Okay, so he's gonna set 1 Widow. Interesting. I mean, if I draw into another Advent, it's pretty much over. Or the map. Well, Dreamy Town's actually not too bad because I will dodge the evade effects. Rabina Chainlink 1. Eaglin Chainlink 2. It's not really gonna matter here for the Rabina Chainlink 1. Oh, he's actually gonna let this happen. Okay. Add another Stree. I guess that's the one problem. He knows I'm gonna try to go into the... He's waiting for me to go into 1 Pacific card. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. So he's going to negate here with the Widow. He wants to keep his Kagari. The problem is, what is he gonna do? I mean, he's burned all his Kagari. All of them are gone. I have no idea. I mean, Linkage can't make him anything. He didn't take. Okay, so I'm just gonna set 1, which is very nice, and I'm just gonna end the phase. Because now he has no more Widow Anchor. Meaning that I can trigger Dreaming Town here and screw this deck pretty hard. Now the problem is Ray. Well, no, because if I go... Yeah, if I go Ryza off of this Ryza effect to send back the Ray, he won't have a target. Rose, I don't think, can resurrect herself from a graveyard. Linkage? No, he can have the Linkage. I don't know what he's summoning off of Linkage. What, his last Hayate? Okay. Your last Hayate. Trigger Dreamy Town. I know you don't have any more Widow Anchors, so... Yeah. Summon Eaglin. Eaglin effect. Let's get a Ryza. Yeah, Ryza. Normal summon Ryza. Sending. Those 2. Summon Ryza. Effect a Ryza. Send that. And send that. Chainlink 1. Or Chainlink 2. Chainlink 3. Basically, that removes his entire field. He's purged the Linkage, and I'm pretty sure Linkage is a hard. No, it's not. But I mean, what's he gonna summon? Oh my gosh, he's got another Linkage? What's he summoning? Kinda. Alright. You've purged through half of your deck. What do you have left in here? Well, possibility the Link 2, then he's now he's gonna take a monster, which is annoying because that gets him into the Link 2. Oh, he's gonna draw 2 more cards. He's looking for Pot of Avarice. No. Yeah, he's looking for the pot that shuffles 5 monsters back. Or he's going to grab a Ray. Okay. I guess this makes a Link 2, but... Okay, Aerospace is now on the field. You didn't hit anything, which doesn't kill the Ray. Multi-roll to kill that, so he can't be disturbed. Grab another Ray. By the way, as long as all these guys are on the field, he can't use any Sky Striker spell cards as long as these 2 Rays are on the field. What? You going into what? A Link 3? What? Unicorn? Still not gonna kill me. Alright, so 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒. He's gonna banish the Rise of until the next end phase. Waits a monster and opponent banish until the next end phase, alright. And what? You've triggered 1 card. So I mean, I guess he gets 1 activation of Widow Anchor. But I mean, no, he can't even trigger the Widow Anchor. He has to remove this Ray. He has to go to a Link 3 now. Wow, he has never read a Sky Striker card, apparently. Yeah, he's never read a Sky Striker card. By the way, folks, if you control no monster in your main monster zone, you cannot... By the way, let me just read this. What Widow Anchor states on it. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, Sky Striker cards do not like monsters in their main monster zone. We're gonna take the MPM. So I have like no bloody clue how this. Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know how he was winning that. Like at all, because he had a monster in his main monster zone. Well, folks, that was interesting. So I went back and actually checked the recording because I wanted to see if we did a best 2 out of 3. We didn't. That was ranked. Interesting enough, he just must have just surrendered it. I guess he didn't want to play birds. Yeah, the problem was there. I was going to get that game because, well, if you didn't see it or understand it, Sky Striker cards need no monsters in their main monster zone. The problem with sitting there with a 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒 and not going into a Link 3 meant that no matter what, that Widow Anchor he set off of multi-roll was useless to him. Because Ray can't, even if you tribute Ray out for, say, another Kaine, it was going to be useless. So in the end, I don't think we got to see the greatest power of this deck. But we did get to see what the deck can do. I think Floowandereeze is still a very good deck. It's just a very strong deck. All the pieces and everything it has, and the ability to side into anything it needs to deal with problems like that. There may be a chance we'll do a part 2 to this just to see how well this deck can do some more of, just because we didn't really get a best 2 out of 3. Our opponent just kind of surrendered. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments of Floowandereeze. Do you still play it? Do you still like it? Are you thinking about getting into it and all of that? And do make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.